Hey there, all my picker friends out there. Mountain Man Picker here, and I just received something in the mail today, and I'm going to open this guy up because I'm pretty excited to test this LP out. Those of you that watched one of my episodes not too long ago informed me about a record that I missed, which occasionally happens. Because believe it or not, in all my years of listening to music and collecting vinyl records and being a musician, believe it or not, I had never heard of this artist before. Those of you that watch my channel regularly and have a lot of knowledge about vinyl records, inform me about this record that I missed picking up for $3. All right, what is it? I'll show you. Okay, and I do buy records occasionally from Discogs and even from eBay because I sell on eBay as well. There's a link to my store in case you've never checked out the store. Make sure you can see that in the description. But the album that I got today, I purchased this actually from eBay for $25. It's a near mint copy of Nick Drake, 5 Leaves Left. All right, I just decided, you know what, I've got to get this record because I missed it, and because of all the comments that I received from all of you guys out there. All right, it feels like a very hefty LP, like one of those 180 gram LPs. It's on the Island label, and they told me in the as advertised it was a near mint. And so far it is looking near mint. This is the inner sleeve here. And then this is the album cover. And it is obviously a reissue. Very clean, super clean. But I know it's a reissue because of this little symbol right here. But I'm going to check this record out and I'm going to give it a spin. And then I'm going to share with you what I think about Nick Drake. I do know from doing some research on this guy that he was not with us very long. He only had 3 records from what I understand, this one and 2 others, and that he unfortunately left this world at a young age. There's a lot of tragedy involved with his story, and I'll share some of that today in case you haven't heard of Nick Drake, but I felt like I was the only one who had never heard of him after I shared the video with you. So today on Just for the Record, we're going to be listening to Nick Drake, 5 Leaves Left, and I'm going to share my thoughts about it. So hey, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content today. And if you like collecting vinyl records, that's what we do here on Mountain Man Picker. We go to record shops, antique stores, yard sales, anywhere we might find the precious vinyl, I'm going there. So today we're going to talk about Nick Drake, coming right up. All right, well, welcome back. I've been listening to this Nick Drake album on several different record players. I've got a really good one in my basement. I cranked it up really loud and it just blew me away. I can't believe I've been missing this all my life. I'm going to talk a little bit about 5 Leaves Left. You'll see in the clip here that I actually touched one of the 5 Leaves Left copies that I found at this yard sale for $3. You know, I still get a stomachache just thinking about the fact that I missed grabbing that record, and it was probably worth about $200 or more. I know some of these original Nick Drake 5 Leaves Left LPs are worth as much as $800 or more, even thousands. So there's no telling what I missed there. That just, that happens to us sometimes. But I'm glad that I purchased this so I could at least listen to it on vinyl. And the copy that I did get, it is near mint. It is a 2013 re-release version of it, but it looks a lot like the original, and it's got the gatefold cover and everything that the original cover has on it, from what I can tell. And I listened to every song many times. I'm making this part of the video a few weeks later than the earlier part, and I got to tell you, this has become one of my favorite folk, rock, jazz, blues, whatever you want to call it, types of records. It's even a little bit country in some spots. So I'm just going to kind of go through some of the songs, in my opinion, the ones that I like the best. The first song, Time Has Told Me, that one got me right away. Right when I started listening to it, I could just kind of hear the sadness in Nick's voice, whatever was going on with him at the time when this album came out. You can just kind of feel the emotion in it, and it's a great song to kick the album off, because the rest of the album is very mellow, just like the first song, and there are some congas and cello, some piano added to some of the other songs on this album. And as a guitarist, what I found interesting about Nick's guitar work on this album is not only is it's pretty much genius, in my opinion, some of the chord changes that he does through some of these songs on the album, but it also sounds almost like he needs to change his guitar strings, if that makes sense. There's a very dull type of a ambiance that comes off of the guitar strings on his guitar. I just bet you he probably had put those strings to use for several months, and then just carried that guitar in the studio and continued using it for this album. That would be my guess. But it doesn't take away from the magic of the album at all. So before I jump into the song, just a little bit that I found out. I am no Nick Drake expert, believe me, but I did a lot of searching online. I found out that Nick was born in 1948. It sounds like he had a good childhood from everything that I've read about and watched on YouTube about, because there's a lot out there about Nick Drake. And it doesn't surprise me now that I never heard about Nick Drake. He was just a little bit before my time. I was very young when he was on the scene, and apparently a lot of people did not like Nick Drake for whatever reason. When he played live, he didn't have very much success at all. It's very sad and very tragic, because he's an amazing musician on this album, and I've listened to his other two records as well. People didn't realize what they had with Nick Drake. It's very sad and tragic what happened to him at the age of 26, I believe, very young age, and he was a phenomenal musician. I wish I would have known more about him when I was going through that Creative Records at the yard sale. I would have surely grabbed this record for sure. But hindsight is 2020, and now I know what I missed, but I've still got a copy of it here on vinyl. So I appreciate all of you in the vinyl community for letting me know that I missed that gem, so I could pick up a copy of it. But let me walk through the songs, and I'd like to hear in the comments, what do you like or dislike about Nick Drake? What is your experience with Nick Drake? And anything at all related to Nick Drake, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. But the songs that really stand out to me is like I said, Time Has Told Me. Riverman's a pretty cool song. 3 Hours, I really like 3 Hours. I wrote some notes down on that one. 3 Hours to me was a bluesy folk jam with some bass and congas in the background that it's just a really cool song. That one really stood out to me. Day Is Done, it was an okay song. I think it was not one of my favorites. On side 2, Cello Song, I really like Cello Song. I wrote down that it had a really cool offbeat. The guitar work on it is really good. It's got some high-end, high notes on the guitar that he's playing along with the acoustic guitar. It just blends really well. And when you've got that offbeat with the congas in the background, and then there's of course there's a cello in there. There's a cello in several of the songs. that I noticed. But Cello Song has some amazing cello in it, and at the end of the song, it's really cool how Nick sings along and sings the parts of the cello at the very end of the song. I thought that was cool. Man in a Shed, that was a song that to me was kind of jazzy and folk genre with some piano. Nick's not playing the piano on that one though. It's got Paul Harris playing the piano. And then Nick does play the piano though on the last song on the album. It's called Saturday Sun. And there's some lyrics in here in the gatefold for Saturday Sun, for Sundown, and for Riverman. Fruit Tree was a song that it sounded, to me, it just made me feel kind of sad. I need to read the lyrics or listen to the lyrics of that song again. But I remember after hearing that song several times, just kind of made me feel sad. So I don't know if Nick was probably feeling it that day when he wrote that song. But anyway, this is a really good record. I know I'll probably never run across one in the wild again. I have to hit myself for that. But I'm glad I was able to actually touch the album. I don't know what release that one was, but I'm guessing it was probably an original release based on the other albums that I got from that yard sale. But I'm glad I got a copy of it. And I'm glad that you guys told me about Nick Drake. Learn something new every day. And I hope you'll like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel, because we do mostly vinyl records here. And if you like vinyl records, you're going to love this channel. You're going to see me miss some good ones sometimes. You're going to see me grab some good ones sometimes. And it's funny because everybody has their own opinion of what's a good one and what's not. But I think we'd all agree this is a good one. So thanks for checking out Just for the Record. I'll see you in the next Mountain Man Picker video.